Looks like we're in for good weather now. All my plants are now out of the house and outside for their nice spring and summer vacation. It's just after Mother's Day here in zone 6B, 7A, and now my giant Nepenthes is outside for a nice little summer break. This plant, guys, is getting absolutely massive. I cut it back a few years ago because it just got out of hand, but this plant is super, super healthy. It is vibrant. It is just doing fantastic. And I can't wait to have this outside like it is. It's going to grow all summer long. It's going to catch a lot of insects. It's going to flourish. Probably propagate it, try to take some cuttings because some of these vining ends are going to get super long and it just becomes incredibly difficult to manage space-wise throughout the winter and fall inside. But check this out. These are some old pods that are kind of pods, but pet pitchers, right? But they're kind of getting old and nasty and coming off. So I'll probably prune these off like this. However, with it being outside, exposed to bright light, lots of rain and moisture like we're about to get, it's going to start raining today for about 6 hours, like a nice slow steady rain. So it's going to be absolutely loving it. That being said, pitcher plants, aka Nepenthes, are humidity loving plants. Okay, now they don't need to be in a bog situation like a true pitcher plant or even a Venus flytrap for that matter. These are actually grow in the highlands of Indonesia, Borneo, Vietnam, Thailand, very, 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 very humid places. However, they often grow in higher elevations that are just not waterlogged. Now, if you live in have a Nepenthes that's from a lowland climate where it is a boggy or maybe tropically wet area, they might actually do better with a little bit extra water. However, there are actually intermediate and highland species, and the highland species in particular are going to need the least amount of standing water because they are, as you can guess, grown in tops of mountains and things like that, albeit still tropical, but they don't need that standing water. They just need plenty of air, plenty of circulation, and they probably get a lot of their moisture from dew and mist and things like that at the higher elevations. So they do still enjoy moisture. They're not a cactus, they're not a succulent. There are still Nepenthes that does need a lot of water in tropical conditions. But to thrive, sometimes waterlogging those highland species may actually be more detrimental. Now, let's just take a little look here at some of the roots. Now, I have this old sphagnum moss here. It's just kind of a moisture retentive that I use like in the house. But this soil here, it's damp, but not like super, super wet. Okay, this old sphagnum moss on top really just acts as a, mulch, more or less. It's not really doing anything. You don't want to fertilize these guys ever. They will actually derive all of their nutrients they need from the carcass of, insects and things they catch in their pitchers. Like this one here, that's just obviously going to be pruned off because these are all winter pitchers and it's essentially hasn't really eaten much. I can't imagine all winter long, just maybe a random gnat or maybe a fly or something, but I haven't fed it. I haven't done anything with it at all, and it is absolutely thriving. So do not fall to the temptation to feel the need to fertilize your Nepenthes or to supplementally feed them. Now that it's outside, it's going to trigger all these little growth tips. See this right here? That is going to be a new pitcher. These will all be new pitchers. I mean, look at this. Look how many there is. Every single where I'm pointing, new pitchers are going to start forming. Like right here is what it looks like when it starts to form. Like that. Now this plant is going to be covered in brand new pitchers that'll fill with the enzymatic fluids. That's going to help break down the insects that it does actually, lure into their traps and break them down and, fertilize the plant. So yeah, that's all I got for today, guys. Just a quick little springtime Nepenthes care. Bring it outside. Like, it's a very kind of overcast, shady day. Like I mentioned, it's going to start raining here in a couple hours. Be one of those long days where it just rains slow and steadily. A little bit cooler on the temps. Yesterday it was like 87 degrees out, which is like really above average right now, but it was hot and sunny, and this plant would be sunburned, sun scalded, you name it, and it would just absolutely melt the plant. But it's a nice overcast day. Bring it outside. Now, I'll show you this one last thing. Now, Nepenthes is actually a vine, okay? So look at this, one stem, and it vines up here like this. So if you want to train this to go up, by all means, it's probably going to produce bigger pictures that way, because in nature it's going to vine up bushes and stuff like that. However, I like the trailing kind of look that this plant is. A little better look. See at this? How it just trails over the side edge of the table. Now in this winter time, I think I've showed you this before, it kind of just trails over the dining room table and the extra room there. So it just kind of hangs out, gets tons and tons of south facing sunlight. It loves where it's at. It's got adapted to that, so that's where I keep it. But yeah, I don't try to train this vertically at all. This is just a trailing plant for me, and it is super healthy. So if you've ever grown Nepenthes before and have some care tips or some advice to throw down in the comments below, much appreciated. But hopefully you guys have a happy growing season. Get your plants outside and get ready for a nice summer vacation. They will love it. Thanks for watching, guys, from here on the hillside. Until next time, bye-bye.